Hello everyone, Sheek here with another Transformers review, and today I will be reviewing the Funko Pop Retro Toys Transformers 103 Unicron figure, which is a Funko 2022 Summer Convention Limited Edition. Picked this up at GameStop today, or at least at the day of this filming. On the side, you can see a little bit into the box. Not a whole much there on the side. Unicron on the back. Other pops you can get, Transformers More Than Meets the Eye. Up here you can see some of the combiners, or at least parts of the combiners. And then on the other side, Unicron. And then on the figure for detail, you can see he has green eyes, the teeth from, Unicron's teeth, his goatee, then his abs, and I can tell this is definitely based on the HasLab Unicron mold, because if you look at his legs, you will see that there is a little bit of the panels molded in. They didn't have to do that. So definitely heavily modeled off of the HasLab Unicron mold, which is okay, as long as they didn't include the backpack, which, based on my inspections of his box, he does not appear to have the backpack, which is good. So yeah, that's about it for him, and let's get that moved out of the way. And something that came in a bit ago, but I haven't got around to doing, is the upgrade ring for the Zeta, formerly Zeta Unicron, or Core Star, came in, and I'll definitely be reviewing and looking at that today. And as per usual with figures this large, my humble backdrop isn't quite big enough to contain him, but let's tilt that up. And as you can see, this is with the standard rings that come with him, and this is just to show a compare between before and after. Okay, so his ring comes disassembled. You have to assemble it. No instructions included, but it's relatively straightforward. Here is a completed section, and you might have to file down parts as necessary to get them to fit, but not too complicated, like I said. So you have this big main part, which has two parts that split apart like that, and then you have this double hinge part. I think the double hinge part is probably more for in his robot mode, so it doesn't stick out so far, which I think is pretty nifty. They don't have any plugs that came with it to fill in those holes, but whatever, it is what it is. And then there's this part. I had to personally, on this one, file it down, and now of course if you don't ever plan on separating, it's not necessarily as important, but you just peg it in together. And it's really tight, which is good. You don't necessarily want this falling off either, but you might want to be careful so it doesn't snap that off. And then on this side, we're going to put this on. And there is a right and wrong way to put them on. If you'll notice that there's not perfectly circular. Then on this side, you just line them up and just squeeze it into place. And there we have the other segment of this, and presumably this, and then if you look on here, kind of figuring this out as I go a little bit, but if you look right in here, you'll see that there is a little circle, or a little hole. You just clip that around it, and then you just clip these together, just sort of like on the original. And as necessary, I suppose you can I'm starting to think actually that I might put these on the wrong ones, hence why I feel like they should have had picture instructions. But if you look at it, it's curving slightly upward instead of down. So let's go ahead and pop those off. There we are. Now we got the curve that we need, like that. And repeat on the other side. Let's get that plugged in, and there we have that curve that we need. And of course this whole ring isn't going to fit on picture, But before we put him on Core Star, let's just go ahead and show how to transform him into the robot mode configuration. This, as you can see, as before, you don't really move that one around. You just split this apart, rotate down, and there's actually little tabs that kind of go into place if you want to kind of lock them into position. Pretty sure you're going to want to get that pushed in like that. And these you just extend out and curve as needed to get the Batwing effect, or more like Wolverine, I guess, if you want to, which I guess is kind of funny. Pumpkin orange Wolverine. So yeah, that's one side, and of course, same for the other side. So let's go ahead and get them on this guy. Just to get an impression of how much bigger this ring is. This is him with his current ring, the original ring, sitting inside of the new one. I mean, it's not hugely further out if you just look at the edges, but it's still just enough to make him look more accurate to the movies. And here we have this behemoth on his original stand, but as you can see, I had to rotate it to the side so this would sit in here, so it's not going to be completely straight on like it would have been otherwise, but at the very least, it's not like how I've seen it in some pictures where it's like this. I mean, I guess that can look cool too if he's like going up, like sort of like a shark jaws rising from the depths to claim a planet full of unknowing poor souls. But if you're wanting a closer head-on approach, which I personally like, you can just have it on the stand like that. And this is one of my concerns, but like I said, obviously not going to be able to get it unless they make a new stand designed specifically for this ring, which who knows how much they'd want to charge for that. But it looks absolutely amazing. Definitely worth it if you want to get the upgrade, because it definitely does look a lot more like Unicron from the movie. And now we have his great behemoth-sized robot in, well, his robot mode with the new upgrade planet ring wings. And my oh my, does it look impressive. I'll just go ahead and quickly show you the size difference. And look at what a difference that makes. I mean, look how dinky and small those look. I mean, granted, when there's just those, and it's like, okay, it doesn't look bad. I mean, he has his wings, but man, this goes up further. It's just the shape. It's so much better. It gives the Batwing feel so much more. A word to the wise, though, if I don't even see how anyone could really transform him without taking the ring off. It's possible to do with the old rings, but I wouldn't even dare try doing it with these because just of how big they are and how much get in the way. But to get it into this configuration, I mean, I showed already how to transform him, but as far as positioning is concerned, you just pretty much go from like straight out like this, which would look really bad because that's how it was ultimately. You just pretty much just accordion it in, and that just looks so cool. Oh, so very, very cool. I mean, it really brings this character to life. The only really downside of having rings of this size on him is that they weigh more, so they put more force down on the ports that they plug into, and as you might have seen in the transformation for the original one, not the pumpkin one, but the one I did a review on a while back, if you ever watched it, is that this moves down so that it's more centered in the planet mode. And it doesn't clip, it doesn't stay super securely in there when there's something hanging off of it. But other than that, it's so much cooler, so much better, honestly, because they released this edition after they came out with the original upgrade plant rings for the original one they released. I just wish they had made this the new standard and just released it with this rather than the old rings. But beggars can't be choosers, I guess. I mean, it's not that much of an extra, but one thing I really hope they do at some point is sell all of these spikes separately, because after a while you're probably going to lose some, and you'd probably like to get some replacements without having to buy another one of these monsters. Well, anyway, that's about it for the review / update for this figure and upgrade planet rings. If you like this review and you'd like to see more, please click that like and subscribe button to see more. And until next time, have a good one, everyone.